Hi, I'm Sam, and a couple years ago I graduated one of Connecticut's okayest universities with passing grades. I got a sick journalism degree and big aspirations of going on some Bob Woodward type shit. But nobody wanted to hire me, so now I'm doing the news by myself. But only if you live in this little box right here with this little nub on the end and not the notch. One day we will take back the notch, I promise. I'm Sam, and I'm the Nutmeg News guy, and this is the Nutmeg News, your latest and greatest media source for all you could want to know about Connecticut. Here's a question. How many people did you drive past on your way to work that looked like they were homeless? 1, 2, maybe more. The city of Waterbury is planning on buying this busted up church and turning it into a homeless shelter. Fox 61's Most Space reporter, Matt Karen, I love Matt, send him some love on Twitter, broke the story. Waterbury is hashing out $950,000 in order to turn the church into a shelter, the rectory into a halfway house, and the school will be turned into a reintegration center for formerly incarcerated people. And before any of you budget goblins freak out, this is being paid for using old leftover COVID money. It's not coming out of your taxes. Stop screaming. It's not coming out of your taxes. Just chill. So in addition to buying them, which costs $950,000, I know, housing market's a bitch, the city hopes to get some more money to renovate the buildings through state grants, which also are not using taxes. Stop! I'm watching you. Stop fucking freaking out, man. You're getting on my shit. And through community partners like the Salvation Army. God fucking damn it! It's the shit. All right, Salvation Army. I have some beef with them, but we'll get to that in the opinion part. Also, the mayor of Waterbury, who had a bunch of nice things to say about this project, says the renovations will be a 2-for-1 deal, meaning that the homeless people who he hopes are served by this new shelter will show up to help renovate the building itself. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know if they're getting paid for it. I don't know if they're receiving food while they're working there. But, hopefully that works out. Okay, on to our opinions. This is a good story. You always love to see people getting the help that they need. But there is a few concerns that I think Hartford will need to address. If our unhoused friends are supposed to live in this big church, which, pretty slick church, I like it. I give it a 7 out of 10 on my church scale. Then they might just take all the pews out and put in a bunch of bunk beds. Here's a fun activity. Go on to Google right now and look up homeless shelters near me. Then scroll on over to the images of those shelters and see if you can find how many of those places actually post photos of the place where the homeless people are expected to sleep. Probably not a lot. And that's usually because they put everybody into one big giant room. Now, I don't know if Waterbury is going to do that or if they're going to try to put people into private rooms. There's a little bit of research done about this, but basically, if your homeless shelter can provide people with private rooms, that is a huge quality of life increase over a shelter that puts everybody in a communal space with bunk beds. If you are stuck in a giant homeless shelter in one big room, then the issue is that you have no privacy and you have no way to prevent your things from being stolen if you can't take them with you on your way out. Also, the coverage from Fox tells us that when shelters in Waterbury hit their capacity in the winter, the city pays about $250,000 to house the excess people who couldn't fit in shelters at nearby hotels. Which, yeah, of course, that's a lot of money to spend on people that have nowhere else to go, but also they're human beings that have nowhere else to go. Second, if the unhoused people are building this place, does that mean they're also getting paid or at least getting food while they're working? I can hear people already saying like, they're getting a place to live. That's payment enough. They should just shut up and do the work they need so that way they can live somewhere. Which, fair point, I guess. Like, imagine this. If you were homeless and you spent 8 hours learning to do amateur carpentry to fix up a busted ass old church so that way some dude from the Salvation Army can withhold your food until you've read your Bible verses, Are you going to stick around to work another 8 hours of carpentry the next day? Or are you going to use the stud finder to find all the copper wire that's in the walls and fence that shit for money? I'm not saying they should do that. I'm just saying cost-benefit analysis here, guys. Like, also, the motherfucking Salvation Army, for those of you who are not aware, is a charity organization that started in England in 1856. It's Protestant too, so it's kind of funny to imagine the ghost of Martin Luther giving a big thumbs up as a Protestant organization takes over a Catholic church. But like when the renovations are done, I'm gonna have to go check that these guys aren't withholding food from people who are gay. If you're gay and you don't have housing in Waterbury, don't tell the Salvation Army that you're gay. Say that you like opposite sex. Say you're a big hetero guy. No gay allowed. Salvation Army has bad track record with that. Go to their Wikipedia if you don't believe me. Learn, read, motherfucker.